way to Canberra. Are you excited, Mum?
I am so excited.
We are heading to our second annual Australian Yarn Show. Mum and I both went last year. You might have seen we did a video last year. We're going again. This time we're driving. Last year we flew. We've been in the car since like 9 a.m. It's now almost 4 p.m. It's 20 to 4. We have about an hour and 10 minutes until we reach our Airbnb. So it's been a long day of driving. We're excited. Tonight is the industry night, which is also the Australian Yarn Awards, which I've been nominated for. I'm nominated for Knitting Designer of the Year. I don't know if I'm gonna win, I don't think I will. But either way, it's very, very nice to be a finalist, and looking forward to just like seeing lots of people who I met last year and hopefully meeting some new people as well. And yeah, just getting to kind of chat and network, I guess, with people in our yarn industry. And then the next 2 days are gonna be jam-packed with yarn buying and talking about yarn and hearing about yarn and knitting and all that fun stuff. I'm launching a knit along tomorrow, which I'm very excited about. I'll probably get more into that later on. But yeah, very excited. If we have time when we get to our Airbnb, I might do a little tour, but we are probably gonna get there about an hour before we have to leave again. So I don't know how much time we'll have, but yeah, we'll see. We are in a huge rush, but quick fit check. First of the weekend. So this is my Australian Yarn Awards outfit. I'm wearing my Lily cardigan from my book, my long denim skirt that I got at Goodbyes, and my platform tubes, and these little yarn ball earrings that I got at Bendigo last year. That's pretty much the fit.
Jamie Creates, founded by Jamie Dorfman, designs modern knitting patterns for all skill levels, fostering a supportive online community. Jamie's achievements include publishing a pattern book of fast and fabulous knits, collaborating with indie dyers, and establishing a thriving monthly knitting meetup group. She's inspired many young knitters to take up the craft.
Well, how exciting is this? Knitting Designer of the Year goes to Jamie Creates.
You want to say a few words? I definitely did not think that was going to happen, so I have not got a single thing to say, but I think I'll say thank you so much. And I'm just so happy to be here. My mum's here, so thanks to my mum for dragging me from here. And yeah, I literally nothing to say except thank you. Sorry. The poor parents getting roped into doing all this stuff.
That was random. It's Bridie. Say hi.
So glad I came. I got to witness it.
Okay, so it's the next day. It is the official day one of the Australian Yarn Show. Last night was such a wonderful night. I did not expect to win the award at all, but I did somehow. Sorry if I seem a bit unenthusiastic right now. It's just like the morning and I'm still coming to life. But yeah, it was a big shock, and yeah, I'm very grateful to the judges, I guess, who selected me as the winner. It was really lovely to like have my mum there as well, and so many like supportive people wishing me congratulations and whatnot. And obviously it was really lovely to chat to so many people, so many other, you know, yarn dyers, designers, yarn store owners, tech editors. It was really amazing to get to just meet so many people in our industry. I feel like I did not get to speak to nearly enough people, but there's, you know, so much time. But obviously this weekend there'll be more opportunities, especially for me, because I just get to go around and talk to everyone. I'm not vending, so it's quite nice in that sense. I don't feel like there was too much pressure on me to get to every single person, so it was fine. And I'm really, really looking forward to today. The hotel venue is like so beautiful. Even I didn't even think it could get better than last year, but it's beautiful. So I cannot wait to see like the whole market hall set up and how they've done it this year. But so far, yeah, it just looks really, really amazing and I'm very excited. Got my lanyard, got my name, which is very official. I'm going to show you the trophy quickly because I want to. So I got 2 certificates actually. This is the one for being a finalist, so it was really nice. They brought us all on stage and acknowledged each of the finalists and gave everyone a certificate. And then I also got another one for being the winner. So now I have 2. Do I frame them both? I don't know. Maybe just this one. And then this trophy, which is so cool. I did not think I'd be getting anything like this. Not that I thought I was going to win, but I didn't think the winners would be getting anything like this. I try and focus it. You can see it says Australian Yarn Show, Australian Yarn Awards, Knitting Designer of the Year, Jamie Creates, Jamie Dorfman, proudly sponsored by Fibre, Naturally Woolen Mill. So that is the trophy, and that is definitely going to go on my shelf or something of the sort, somewhere displayed in my room. So yeah, that was really cool and a very nice way to start the weekend. We are low-key running a bit late, so I'm going to try and make this quick, but here is the fit check for today. I'm wearing my unnamed still. I really need to come up with a name for this design because people are going to ask me about it today and I'm not going to have a name for them. But yeah, this is my new tank top design and my white jeans. You're next, Mum. You're going to do a fit check as well. And my platform tubes again. And then I'm also wearing my skein earrings, got to represent from 1121 Windmills, which I also got a Bendigo. So I've been rocking my Bendigo earring purchases. So that's the fit. I've also got my Cardi vest in my bag because this afternoon I'm going to be launching the knit along. Well, actually this evening, but this afternoon I'm going to be on stage talking about it. So I figured even if I'm not wearing it today, I should probably have it with me. And then tonight I'll probably change and I'll wear it tonight while I cast on the second one that I'm going to be making for the knit along. So yeah, very excited about that. And then the rest of the day I guess just enjoy all the talks. There's going to be some really interesting talks and I'm really excited. Like there's some people I'm really excited to meet that weren't at the event last night. But yeah, Mummy, what are you wearing?
I am wearing the Not So Basic cardigan by Jamie Creates. It is so comfy. It is cozy and squishy. And hopefully it won't be too hot in there so that I can keep it on all day.
We're going with different climates today. I was going to wear a jumper over it, but then I just thought if I take it off, I'm going to be stuck with it all day and having to carry it around. So I'm just going to hope it won't be too cold in there. I don't think it will be. It was pretty okay last night, so I was actually a bit hot, but that was mostly after I got the award. I think that was due to the overwhelmness and not necessarily the climate, but yeah. Hopefully I don't do too much damage today. I'm hoping that tomorrow is going to be more of a spending day than today because I need to like make some considered purchases, but we will see. I am not making any promises. I also don't have a budget, which is very concerning, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But yeah, I think we need to leave. So I'll see you there.
The theme for us this year of the Yarn Show has been a meeting place. We've got people travelling from all over Australia. We just felt like there was something a little bit missing from the yarn industry, something that didn't quite make us a true community, and something on a national stage. And that's why we came up with the concept of the Australian Yarn Show. We wanted to bring people together to connect, to be a community and to collaborate and grow our industry and grow the fibre arts movement that we've really seen come back to life a little bit, I think, after a lull. And especially for young people, we've got quite a few young people in the room joining us.
I can tell you from the user perspective, the designer perspective and the yarny perspective because I've got some wonderful friends that are starting to outsource their Ravelry work to me. So does anyone here like Shelley Husband? Yeah. Do you like her Ravelry? Guess who did it? Okay. Now, I think as a designer, it's incredibly important to have your patterns, your pattern pages on Ravelry if you want to make a pattern more than once and you want to take note of the adjustments that you've made to that pattern. Okay, so that's a good way to diarise those entries. And of course, you can add your photo.
Is it a time lapse or are we like?
No, I'm just gonna do the thing I'm supposed to do so that I'm not editing this next week. Be like,
Yeah.
They're like
slightly different.
Yeah, that three strands of mohair looks so fluffy. It is very fluffy.
What mohair is it?
It's knitting on.
Oh, she's bougie. Fancy girl. She's bougie.
Wait, how long does it take to drive from one side of Canberra to the other? 20 minutes to go side to side. I'd say like 40 minutes to go north to south.
Oh, okay.
Because Canberra's much longer than it is wide.
Oh, okay. Well,
Canberra's such a weird.
Like,
There's a whole meme.
Not that I've
of,
ever
like,
had to drive from the top of Cardi to the bottom of Tuggeranong.
There's a whole meme that like Northsiders don't like Southsiders and vice versa.
Yeah, there's like,
yeah, I mean, that's, I feel like that's just how Sydney.
Oh, really?
That's
Yeah.
Melbourne, that's
like
Sydney has the north version.
yeah, people have Sydney has like,
Okay.
It's 4 o'clock, we're not standing. Jamie, tell us a little bit about your knit along. Actually, just like a great coincidence because I was already planning on doing a knit along for this, and then Kat gave me a call and was like, "Do you want to host a knit along?" And I was like, "Well, I was already going to do one, but I've actually never done one before. I've been designing for I think 4 years now, and I've just always been really scared to do one because what if no one joins? So then like having this platform to be able to, cast on with other people, even if like one person here is the only one that joins, I'd be happy with just having that like in-person connection, as well as the online aspect, because this is like an along that anyone can join. That was really appealing, so it worked out really well. So this is the Party Cardi vest. As someone who loves cardigans and has knit many vests and many cardigans, I realised I'd never knit a cardi vest. I knew I wanted to do something with stripes, but once I ended up designing it and writing out the pattern, I realised like it doesn't need to be stripes. It can be as many colours as you want. It can be 2 colours. I have 3. It can be 1 colour. There's no real rules when it comes to that. So the pattern is written if you want to use as many colours as you want, or if you just want to use one. So it's quite versatile in that sense. It's worked from the top down as well, so the length is completely adjustable. You can make it as long or short as you want.
Okay, hopefully this is actually working now. I realized that my microphone was definitely not plugged in properly. For all the clips I took this morning and yesterday that I was using this for, I don't think the audio was coming out of here. I'm pretty sure it was coming out of my camera. So I'm so sorry if the audio wasn't good, but I realized and I've figured it out, I think. The tech thing isn't my thing, so I'm sorry. We are back at the Airbnb, but we're about to leave. I keep doing these clips right when we're about to leave. We had a jam-packed day full of yarn, shopping, talks. I got to catch up with a lot of people and meet a lot of new people, which was really nice. And yeah, there's Mum coming out. We are about to head out again back to the hotel for the community and connection dinner, which also happens to be the cast on party for my Party Cardi vest, which I will be wearing tonight, and casting on a new one as well. I actually don't have the yarn I'm using for the next one on me right now. It's in the car, but I will try to get some clips casting that on at the dinner. But yeah, it'll just be really nice to meet some more people hopefully and chat and cast on for my first ever knit along. I had to speak on the main stage just at the end of the day, which was not so bad. It wasn't like a full crowd, so that was actually quite nice because I didn't feel as stressed. But yeah, just talking about the design, and I think it convinced a few people to join, so that was nice. It's really exciting that I'm hosting my first ever knit along, and really cool to be able to do it here. I guess I'll just do a quick fit check. So we've got Party Cardi vest, same white pants that I wore all day, same shoes that I wore all day and last night. And then we've switched back to the purple yarn earrings because I thought that they matched very well. And Mum is not wearing a knit fit tonight, so she doesn't get to do a fit check.
I will tomorrow.
Tomorrow she said she will, which is good. So yeah, off to dinner. Yes, okay, that's me. Final fit check of the weekend. We are ready for day 2/3. I am wearing for the first time, because it just dried on Friday, my finished May vest test knit. I'll move this so you can see. This was a test knit for M Knits, and I made it using Chaos yarn. It's got cables everywhere, so please appreciate them. And I'm just wearing my denim jeans and different shoes this time. I'm wearing my, still tubes, but oh, thank you, my slide kicks, and of course, my Liberty One skein earrings. And you are wearing?
And I'm wearing the ranunculus tee.
Yeah, it's just the ranunculus.
The ranunculus.
Yeah.
And it's very comfy. Mm-hmm. And my tummy was showing a little bit because it's probably a little bit short for me. But I've got a t-shirt underneath.
Mum was like, I want to wear something knitted. And I didn't bring enough things that I thought you'd like. So I said, you can wear this one because I'm not going to get to wear it. I think you look cool and trendy.
I feel part of it. You can't go to a yarn show and not wear yarn.
Correct. Are you going to buy any yarn today?
I might buy you some.
No, you've already done that. No, are you going to buy yarn for yourself?
Maybe, we'll see.
All right, we're off for day 2/3. I'm going to try and get some more footage today because I think it will be a bit more quiet and there's going to be quite a few talks today. So I'll try and get some footage of those as well. And yeah, hopefully I don't do too much damage, but can't make any promises.
I guess I'd probably say like I'm a second generation yarn person. Our farm is been in our family since 1840, but the only way we're sort of still going today is that we've sort of evolved and tweaked to suit the conditions. But that 1970s kind of direct sales to woolcrafters movement sort of then brought customers directly into our backyard. So it meant that we had a raw fleece that was grown here on the farm, but it meant that we knew the user as well when they came to buy it. So I kind of grew up around people coming into the house and talking to Mum for hours about whatever, who knows.
So I think one of the beautiful things I saw last year, there was a little boy sitting there knitting, and I thought, that is so amazing. How special that someone has sat down and taught him. And then I thought to myself, why is this special? Why would that be the exception? Like, that shouldn't be an expectation that it should just be a girl's thing. So I am a mum of 2 very wild boys, and I mean, lots of people say, how do you have time? And as I've already spoken about, knitting is therapeutic, so 5 minutes is just glorious and an absolute recharge for me. But I'm making knitting visible to them. I am showing them, okay, here's something that starts off from a sheep and then it gets made into wool that I can use, and I've also got a spinner so they can see how it goes from the fluff to the strand. And then they see me sitting down and repetitively doing this thing that creates something that they can wear, to the point where they're like, Mum, when can I have a jumper? And it's like, when you stop spelling stuff all over yourself. Anyway, I do love them, but they're just boys. Anyway, I understand. And so I think for them, it's going to be something that it's not going to be unusual, and to the point where I want to start teaching probably crochet to my eldest, who's 5, because, you know, you get that instant gratification of something being created, and they can make things for their toys. And so just, you know, starting them young, making it almost second nature, and then making it visible, whether it's at home or in public.
And at some point I was like, well, I have these skills in graphic design. It's really exciting to me. I think that there's a lot of potential here to use technology to create products. And so I started investigating how to do laser cutting. And I could see that was a really exciting new technology. Laser cutters are very, very expensive, by the way. I don't know if anyone has ever sort of looked at one and gone, oh, laser cutting, that looks cool, let's see how much that costs. You can get very, very simple and basic ones. But when I first started, I was outsourcing my laser cutting to a company.
I actually started knitting about 8 years ago. A very good knitting mentor I was bored on the first day, and she said, I'll teach you to knit. So I did, and I've never stopped since. So from the knitting, I got into designing. I've crocheted, love amigurumi. My God, I actually said it right. I'll never do that again. And then started with the shop. I've wanted a shop for years, which opened with my husband, and we were great time. And then Matt used to do the dyeing, and he absolutely hated it. So when I took an interest in it, he just went whoosh. And so now I knit, crochet, pattern design, run a yarn shop, and dye my own yarn. So where Jared lacks, I'll make up for it. Thank you.
There ended up being water all over we were living in a rental, so I like covered everything with plastic in the kitchen when I was dyeing, and actually like learning to dye in a rental may be the cleanest dyer you'll probably ever know. Like I'm wiping the benches after every 2 seconds, like there is just never dye anywhere, and that's just ingrained in me, so I'm actually really grateful for that beginning. But yeah, similarly I got addicted real quick, and I knew that I wasn't going to be able to knit with all of it, so I went with the Etsy store.
I turned back to knitting for my mental health. And then I was like, FOMO, all these beautiful yarns that I'm seeing everywhere, everyone's got this gorgeous hand-dyed yarn. I think I might just get some Kool-Aid or some food dye, and I went down and got myself a couple of skeins of stuff from Spotlight, just merino, and I knew nothing about yarn bases. I knew nothing about dyeing, and I thought, right, throw it in the pot, this can't be that hard. Little did I know, it is not that easy.
When you are picking colours for a project, you sort of mentioned light, dark and bright. What do you look for when you're trying to match colours or find the right colour to suit a certain project?
I guess it can be depending on what the design and pattern is, and then what works for, do I want an energetic palette? Do I want a soothing, calming palette? And then I'll just play and lay colours out. And so you might have a vision of how colour you think is going to turn out when you put the pigments in the pot, and it comes out completely differently. So then you've got to do it again.
Okay, so I am home back in Melbourne, as you can most likely tell. I actually filmed a yarn haul yesterday after we got back from day 2 of the show, and I think I'm just gonna film it again because I was really tired, and I'm tired today as well from the drive, but it's a different type of tired. Like yesterday, I just been talking all day and needing to like socialize a lot, and obviously all weekend as well. And I don't know, I was just really exhausted, and I feel like my thoughts and what I was saying wasn't very coherent, and I feel like I didn't really show my excitement very well because I was so tired. But I am very, very, very excited about all the yarn I bought. I bought a lot of yarn, and you know, I'm excited about it because I am excited about the yarn. Less excited about how much money it will cost, but it's okay. Money will come back. I honestly haven't really bought yarn since Bendigo. Like I've bought maybe the odd skein here or there, but I've been pretty good. So I feel like I more than, you know, earned it, I guess. I don't really know if that's the right way to put it, but you know, I feel okay about how much money was spent, and also everyone is entitled to spend their money however they want. So there's no need to judge. Honestly, I just see these yarn shows and yarn festivals as an opportunity to support small businesses, and having so many small businesses from all over Australia, all in the same room, all with such incredible products, it's just kind of hard to pass up. And so many, probably almost all of the yarn dyers and businesses that I purchased from this weekend are first time purchases. Like I've never bought anything from them before. So I'm really excited to kind of introduce a lot of new dyers and colorways and all sorts of things into my stash. So yeah, we do have a lot to get to. I have this entire bag full of yarn and general purchases from the weekend, acquisitions, because some of these were not purchases, or not purchases that I made. I'll get into it, but I guess I just want to preface that like anything that I received as a gift from anyone, because there were a few that were paid for by other people, which was very, very kind. And also some of the business owners offered to let me take product. I find it very difficult to discuss because I feel terrible, to be honest. Like I insisted in all the different circumstances that this happened. I insisted on paying and just was kind of met with like, please, 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 no, absolutely not, please do not. And yeah, I don't know, that kind of wasn't, like I wasn't, you know, asking anyone to give me free anything. I went into this weekend with every intention of paying for everything. And I did obviously pay for a lot of it. But yeah, there are a few things in here, and I'm going to be like completely transparent with what I didn't pay for, because I feel like that is important. But yeah, I'm very, very, very grateful that anyone wanted to like give me or buy me anything. And I just, yeah, I don't know. I've just been feeling a lot of like feelings. I find it very hard to like accept things like that, especially in like that environment where we are like at a market. And I don't know, I just, yeah, it's like really cool and really nice that I was able to receive things for free. And I like do not take that for granted in the slightest. So I just want to like preface that now. With that out of the way, I think we're ready to dive in. I'll try and like keep things, because I have a few things from the same business. So I'm going to try and keep those together, but depending on where things end up in the bag, I may not. So I'll do my best. And I'm also definitely not going to be going in order of the purchases. This is kind of all over the place, especially after I filmed the haul yesterday. So yeah, I'm just going to do my best to keep this somewhat coherent, I guess, and easy to follow. So I'm just going to show you things as they appear out of the bag. So this is one of the last purchases I made, but it is going to be the first one that you see. And this is from 3 Trees Fibre Crafts, and I am delighted to be bringing my first ever purchase from them into my stash. This is their fingering sock yarn, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. Almost every skein of yarn I bought was sock yarn, so we had a bit of a theme going. But yeah, this is their colorway Hibiscus. It is obviously super soft. It's bit of a theme with everything I tend to buy. And yeah, it was just this really cool purpley, greeny, pink, yellow, variegated speckled colorway that I thought was quite unique and not something that I really have in my stash. So this one really spoke to me, but I honestly was debating between a few different colors. They had such a beautiful stall, and I'm gonna check, because it doesn't say on the label. I'm gonna check where 3 Trees Fibre Crafts are based. I'm actually not entirely sure. It just says Aussie. Maybe I'll check their website. Let me see. New South Wales. So they are a New South Wales based business. And yeah, so that was this one. Okay, the next one is another new dyer that I am welcoming into my stash. And this is one I am very, very, very excited about. I am obsessed with this colorway. This was an absolute no-brainer for me. It is from Daffodil Road, and it is, once again, their 4-ply sock yarn from their tropical yarn collection from this year. The colorway is called Frangipani. It's their ultra soft sock base, which is 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. They are based in Queensland, and I really feel like I haven't got maybe any Queensland dyers in my stash. Daffodil Road had some incredible colorways, all very much my vibe, like this whole tropical yarn collection. I was obsessed. I could have taken home the whole collection if I was able to afford it. Okay, next up, I'm gonna show you the purchases I got from Obsession Yarns. This is not my first Obsession Yarns purchase. It is my first one directly from Marie, because last year she wasn't mending, but she was at the show, so I did get to meet her. She had some of her yarns being stocked at the Fancy Yarns store last year, but this year she was actually like one of the main sponsors of the show and had a huge stall. I was absolutely obsessed with her entire setup. She had a giant neon sign, and what I loved the most was her squishing station, which I thought was so clever, because she, I think, has just released a collection and has everything available for pre-order on her website, because obviously she couldn't bring all of her bases to the show. That would be a lot, and you would need a lot more space to do that. So she just brought, you know, like the most popular bases, but if you wanted to, you know, pre-order any of the colorways on any of her bases on her website, she actually had all of the undyed skeins of all of her bases like up on the wall, swatched as well, so you could see how it knits up. And then she also had like a pen that you could take and a notepad, and I honestly should have taken them. I don't know why I didn't. And you were able to, you know, squish all the yarn and see what it all feels like before you make an order. So I thought that was so clever. She also had a lot of stitch markers, which were really beautiful, and I did get some, so I'll show you those. And then of course, beautiful yarn, and as well as some other notions that I think she got all from the same place, which is Lantern Moon, which I believe is a Knit Pro. Pretty sure it's a Knit Pro brand. Yeah, it says promoted by Knit Pro. So I'll start with this one because this was actually the first one I made. It's kind of like opened at the moment, but I bought this measuring tape because I just couldn't resist. It was absolutely adorable. It's a little sheep, and its little tail actually pulls out, and it's a measuring tape with centimeters and inches, and then you like snap it back in with a little button. And I just thought it was adorable. So one of the more expensive measuring tapes that I probably will ever purchase, but I feel like I will have it for a very long time, and I will obviously get plenty of use out of it, so it's fine. And then I also got some stitch markers from her, like I said. So these are just some cute little mushrooms. Very cute little set. She had so many, it was quite hard to choose, but I thought I would just go for a small set. I think these are the only stitch markers I actually bought this weekend, which I'm quite surprised about. I feel like I thought I was going to buy more, but I guess got so caught up in all the yarn that I didn't really get to the stitch markers, but I did get these ones. So yeah, gonna add those to my little collection. And then of course to the yarn, which is I'm sure what you actually care about. I ended up going with this colorway. I debated for a while. I was gonna get this beautiful yellow, like buttery color that she had, and then I just wasn't sure. I wasn't sure like how much of my wardrobe it matches, and like would I make socks, would I not make socks, I don't know. And then I saw this color and I went, oh, okay, this one I can totally see slotting straight in. There's probably plenty of colors that I've got already that I could, you know, use it with if I wanted to make something a bit bigger. I don't know. I just felt like this definitely has a place in my stash. So I ended up making the decision to buy this one, and this was pretty like, I was like, okay, actually I'm getting this one, and then like bought it straight away. So sometimes you just know, you know? And this one is called Wisteria, and it's a one of a kind. So she had quite a few colorways that were one of a kinds. So I guess you probably won't be able to get this one unless there's some left over from the show. So I'm not sure, but it's called Wisteria, and it is very beautiful. It's like a purpley, pinky. It looks very different from what I can tell on the camera right now. It's looking like a much cooler tone on the camera than it is in real life. It is definitely a warmer purple than what it is coming across as. So I don't know if it's just like the lighting or the time of day or what is going on, but yeah, it's basically this, but like warmer. So those are my Obsession Yarns purchases. I'm gonna move on to this one. I'm gonna preface it was not a purchase. Like I said, insisted on paying, but Lisa from 1121 just wouldn't let me. Lisa is a very, very beautiful friend, and we met actually at the yarn show last year, and she's just so lovely. She makes incredible bags and stitch markers and earrings and all sorts of different notions for your knitting, little tools and things, and everything is made by hand. using her like laser cutter or her sewing machine or whatever. And yeah, she's incredibly talented and I just really, really love her stuff. I use her project bags all the time. I was carrying them around with me at the show. I was wearing her earrings, as you would have seen at the show. So I think she was just like really appreciative, I guess, that I was repping her stuff. It was very much just because I love her products. I use them all the time. So it was not even like a second thought for me. But yeah, she was like, please take these. So I ended up taking these little buttons. It's a pack of 6 and they're like kind of shiny blue. I hope you can kind of tell that they are shiny because they're still under the plastic, so it might be a bit hard to tell, but I reckon you'll be able to tell. Yeah, it's kind of giving like a galaxy vibe. Very much matches my top right now. And what it also matches is my party Cardi vest that I'm currently knitting. I casted it on a Saturday night at the cast on party and I actually already finished week 1 yesterday. Like, I just was sitting in a lot of talks and I guess somehow got through the back yoke pretty quickly after also, you know, working on it the night before. I don't remember it working up that fast the first time, but I realized that I needed buttons and I didn't have any and I was like, well, I may as well just get some now. And she was like, just take them, please. So I did. I ended up going with these ones. I'm using, just give me a moment. I'm just gonna get the colors for you. I wasn't lying when I said I do use Lisa's bags all the time. So this is one of the project bags. This is actually the one that I bought at the show last year. I use it all the time. It's gotten plenty of love. But yeah, this is my current progress on my Party Cardi vest for the Party Cardi vest cowl. And as you can see, I've used these 2 blues, this light and dark blue from my Ching Fibre collaboration that I did last year. And so I decided, I think I'll do the button band in the light blue. And then I think obviously these buttons will work so nicely and contrast beautifully. And also it's like almost identical in color to the dark blue. So yeah, lots of blue going on right now. These will be absolutely perfect. So yeah, huge thanks to Lisa for letting me take these home. I shouldn't say letting me, I should say forcing me, insisting. I tried. She said she wouldn't give them to me unless I didn't pay, which is ridiculous, but anyway, moving on to another dyer, another new dyer to me, and that is Ash and Eve Designs. We have 2 purchases from them. One of them is my purchase, one of them is a gift. So Ash and Eve Designs, I can't even talk, are based in Queensland as well. And this was the first acquisition I made at the show. I was not planning on buying anything so early. I was planning on giving it some time, trying to make most of my purchases on day 2, just so that I could kind of like sleep on it and be a bit more considered and also not be like as chaotic because it was very busy on day 1. But I saw these and there was only 2 sets left and I was just in love and I was so scared they were going to be gone. Like someone at the store was saying like they're flying off, like they're going, like, and I was like, oh, okay. I don't even think I can wait till the end of the day. I think I have to get them now. And I'm glad I did because I went back later in the day and they were gone. So I am glad I got them, but I'm also even more grateful that my mum got them for me as a gift, which I did not ask for. I want to make that so clear. She insisted she wanted to buy me something as a congratulations for winning the award. I told her her presence was enough of a present, but like I said, she insisted and you know what, I'm not going to turn it down. So yeah, I'm very, very grateful because this one was definitely on the pricier end. It's a set of 6 skeins of Suri alpaca minis and it is from their Bridgerton collection, or maybe it is the entire Bridgerton collection. I don't know. It just says Bridgerton collection. I am sure that I will be able to do something really cool with these. And I was actually really excited because I bought these. Oh my God, now that I'm seeing it in real life, it's actually perfect. I bought this mini set at Bendigo last year from my creative garage. It's actually a mini set of boucle skeins and they are fingering weight. So obviously these are lace weight, but this is a set of 6 and I'm still yet to use them. But I just realized like it's the exact same like colors, like the color palette. It's like we've got a yellow. Obviously this is like a neon and this is more of a warm tone, but still. And then we've got an orange, okay? We've got a pink, we've got a purple, we've got a balloon, and we've got blue. I said balloon, blue, and we have a green, obviously red and yellow and pink and green, purple and orange and blue. It's the colors of the rainbow. I'm aware that that is like a common set of colors to put together, but I still think it's really cool that they both have like the same color palette. And now I'm thinking I need to do something that combines both of these sets. So stay tuned because I feel like I can whip something up that will be really fun. So yay, I'm excited about this. The second one is a purchase that I did make myself because I just couldn't resist. And I was like, well, I haven't directly supported them. So, you know, I've got to come back. And this is not the only time that I'm going to say that in this video. But yeah, I ended up getting another set of minis because they just had such perfect sets that I couldn't resist. I'm like not normally someone who is gravitating towards mini sets. Like usually I'll just go for like a single skein. Occasionally I'll get a mini set, like obviously the boucle set. But yeah, I'm not someone who generally does that. But in this case, I decided to go for it. This is actually a fade set. It's their Posh sock base. So it's 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon. And it says 425 meters per 100 grams, but they did tell me that they were 20 gram skeins. And so we have about 120 grams, which is definitely more than enough to make 2 pairs of socks. So I think I'm gonna make some fade socks because this is a fade set. It is kind of hard to like show, but I believe like this is how it should fade. So I definitely think I'll make a pair of fade socks because I've been wanting to do that, but I haven't like had a fade set to do it with, and now I do. So yeah, I think these will be absolutely stunning. Okay, next up is actually yarn. I think this is the only yarn really that I bought with like a very specific project in mind. I kind of thought I was gonna get everything that I need for this project at the yarn show, but I couldn't really find what I needed for the color work. So I think I'm gonna just like look in my stash and make sure I don't already have what I need before I go to like a yarn store or something. Like I might go to my local yarn store and just see if they have the colors that I need for maybe a little bit, you know, cheaper than what I would get at the yarn show. But I did want to find something for the base, and I found something pretty perfect. So I'm planning on making these socks. Sorry, it's like kind of impossible to show you. These are from the Dream Home sock set from from Stone Knits. So it's a sock set that she just put out, and it includes these beautiful socks, and they are colorwork socks, but they do have a single color base. And it's this like, she used like a tweed, like a green tweedy yarn, and I ended up going for this one. I did look at some different tweeds, but I found this kind of was closest to what I was looking for, even though it doesn't have the tweed, but it has like some really subtle speckles that I feel like give the same kind of effect. But it's obviously this like sage green, and it's actually, I didn't even notice the colorway is meadow. So I feel like for like the little cottage farm vibe of the socks, I think meadow is like a perfect colorway name. So I feel like I bought the correct yarn for what I'm going for. It's definitely aptly named. Like I said, it's sock yarn, so 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. And this one is from Three Cats Yarn, who is a Sydney-based dyer. She's actually apparently not dyeing yarn this year. She wasn't at the show, but her yarn was being sold by Society Knits, who curates and sells all Australian yarn, so from Australian dyers and Australian companies. And yeah, she said, you know, this is kind of like a rarity because she's not dyeing this year, so there's only gonna be so much available. So yeah, I feel like I have like a bit of a collector's item. And I don't really also think I have many, if not any, Sydney-based dyers. I think maybe a few from last year's show, but like not many. I don't see many Sydney-based dyers around very often. I don't know. I just don't feel like I have many. So it was cool to bring some Sydney representation into my stash. The next one is also probably like the closest I have to having a plan. And it's just that like, I'm gonna make a pair of socks with them, which seems to be a theme. Who knows if I'll actually end up making socks with all the sock yarn that I've bought, but either way, this is a special pair of socks because it is gonna be used for a DK pair of socks. This is my first time buying DK sock yarn. So this is from Jokamamo Textiles, and this colorway is definitely giving me Wicked vibes, obviously with the pink and the green. It's also just like very me-coded. I really love the bright, happy colorways, and this one is definitely that. And the colorway is called Spring, and I'm born on the first day of spring, so I very much identify as a spring baby. It felt very me and felt very appropriate for me to buy. So I'm gonna make a pair of socks using DK weight yarn, which I've never done, but I feel like will be very needed for me because I have such cold feet. Like, I don't know why, but the circulation in my feet is just not great. And there are times where when it gets really cold that like even wearing my fingering weight merino socks that I've made isn't enough to keep my feet warm. So I feel like I need that extra thickness, and I also feel like they'll be really nice socks to like wear around the house, you know? And they hopefully won't take me very long because they're DK weight. So these will probably work up really fast, and I'm really keen to just like have a pair of socks in like maybe a couple days. So yeah, that is this one. Okay, next one is another acquisition, and this one, bless her heart, bless her soul, Karina from Louie and Lola, who I must mention was the winner of both the Yarn Dyer of the Year award as well as the Industry Leader of the Year award, which was chosen out of all of the winners of all the other categories. The judges chose one Industry Leader winner and also a runner-up. And yeah, Karina was the winner of both of those awards for good reason. If you don't know Karina from Louie and Lola, she is such a talented and beautiful person, and she actually organizes a fundraiser every year called Knit for the Girls, which I was lucky enough to be asked to, you know, help support and promote last year. And yeah, she has raised like thousands and thousands of dollars. I think it's over $100,000 over the years for breast cancer research, which is obviously a cause that is close to so many of our hearts, including my own. And yeah, she's just such an incredible person, and it was so lovely to actually properly meet her at the show because she wasn't vending there last year, so this was her first time having a stall, and she just insisted. I mean, I was literally just trying to find something to buy. Like, I wanted to support her. I can't stress that enough. I was not coming there for freebies by any means, but she was just insistent. She said, you know, she offers yarn support to a lot of designers for, you know, their designs, because she has some pretty unique bases, including the one I'm going to show you now. And I mean, yeah, she kind of insisted, and I had to say yes. I didn't really get a choice, if I'm being entirely honest. Obviously I'm not complaining, but yeah, she was trying to get me to take more skeins, and I had to be like, absolutely not. Like, I'm not going to be like stealing from you. It's kind of how I felt, because, you know, it's very, very like unnecessary, but also incredibly kind. So I ended up getting 2 skeins of this beautiful merino possum fingering weight yarn. I've never used a possum yarn before, but after seeing the samples that she had on display, which a lot of them had used the merino possum yarn, which had also obviously been like washed and blocked, I couldn't believe how soft this yarn is, especially after blocking. I mean, it's already, you can feel like it's already soft before blocking, but afterwards it's just even softer. So I was like, okay, I do need to try this. And this color really spoke to me. She said it's actually been probably her most popular colorway over the last year. She said she's dyed it more than anything else. So I'm obviously not alone in, you know, being drawn towards it. But it's this like deep grapey purple. Like, that's kind of what it feels like. It feels like a wine purple. I don't know. And the colorway is actually called Aurora Australis. So it's definitely like inspired by the Southern Lights. And yeah, it is an 80% merino, 20% possum fur, 425 meters for 100 grams. But she said because of like the halo of the possum fur, it kind of works out more like maybe a sport weight, DK weight. So we'll have to see and play around with gauge and with different needle sizes. So yeah, I'm really interested to see kind of how it actually works up despite it, despite the meterage. So yeah, I got 2 skeins of these. She said that I could probably get a cropped jumper out of these. I don't know, and I kind of am a bit scared to find out. I mean, I do have like 850 meters, so it's possible, but I don't know. I feel like maybe a vest would be a safer option, or maybe even like a scarf. Like, I don't know. I kind of want to get a bit creative with this, so we will see. But yeah, I got these 2 skeins to play around with, and who knows, a design may be on the way. We'll have to see. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to giving these a try, and of course I am so thankful to Karina for gifting them to me. So yeah, thank you, Karina, and everyone should go support her. And of course, when October comes around, support Knit for the Girls. I'm just like talking with the yarn. Support Knit for the Girls because it's an incredible cause, and she's doing such an incredible job to raise money and of course awareness for the cause. And yeah, she's just like so deserving of the awards and everything. This next set of yarns are from Great Southern Yarn, which is also my first time purchasing from them. I've seen them at a few, obviously the yarn show last year and also at Bendigo, but for some reason I didn't buy from them. I don't really know why, to be honest. Maybe because their store was always so busy I couldn't really even get there. But this year I did make a point to make sure I bought from them because the yarn is so soft and it completely lives up to the hype. I absolutely loved this sock set. I was kind of eyeing it all day and I was like, I just want to wait till the end of the day to see. And then I was like, oh, it's still there, but I don't know. And then I went to like another store for like a few minutes and came back, and my beautiful friend slash tech editor, Bridie, who I spent a lot of the weekend with, she was like, I bought this for you. And I was like, why? I didn't ask you to do that. I was gonna buy it myself. And anyway, she said that it was once again like to say well done for the award, which I just don't need presents. So I don't know. It's very kind, but yeah. I said to her, next time she invoices me for a pattern that she's edited, I will probably be adding a little bit of extra in there for, you know, compensation for this. So anyway, but it was very kind of her to buy this set for me. It is the Calippo sock set. So I think it's inspired by Calippo icy poles, which if you live in Australia, I'm sure you're familiar with. They are, you know, super nostalgic. It's the Tammy Frog Owl, so it's like their sock based, which is a 80% merino, 20% nylon. So this is not superwash. I believe none of their yarn is superwash, but honestly, it is still so incredibly soft. So don't need to worry about that. If you're worried that non-superwash merino is not going to be as soft, it is honestly softer. So whatever they're doing it right. And it's also non-mules, so I love that they include that on the label. And it's approximately 378 meters for 100 grams. So it's probably a little bit thicker than your average sock yarn, but more or less the same. And yeah, it's obviously got this beautiful yellow and pink main skein, but then also I love that it has the contrasting beautiful light pink yarn in a mini skein. So this is a perfect set and will make for an adorable pair of socks. And yeah, I can't wait to use it. So thank you, Bridie. So after Bridie did that, I was like, well, I wanted to support them myself once again. So naturally I had to go and get another skein because one wasn't enough apparently, or two weren't enough. So I ended up getting this one, and it was actually the last one they had of this colorway. It's called Rainbow Paddle Pop, which I actually was like stalking their Instagram today and discovered that this was actually named by one of their followers, which I think is really cool. And it's pretty perfect. I immediately was like, yes, that does absolutely look just like a rainbow paddle pop. But I love that like the colorway wasn't actually created with that inspiration, but it just looks like it. And then it was named afterwards. And they only dyed a few to bring to the yarn show. So I got the last one, which is great. Same base, so it's their sock base, all the same information. But yeah, I'll kind of pull this off so you can even see more of the colorway. But yeah, it's absolutely stunning. So that is my Great Southern Yarn purchases, and actually the last of all my yarn purchases, because all I have left to show you, I've left like almost the best for last, or most expensive for last. But this is going to be a life investment, so I have no regrets. I'll just do like a bit of a dramatic slow motion entering the frame. So dramatic. But yeah, I got myself a set of Chiaogus. I got the full set, okay? Because we all know I'm using thin, I'm using chunky, I'm using it all. So going up to 5mm wasn't enough for me. And the lovely Liz from Crystal Cat Stitchery, she was selling these, and I told myself I wasn't buying any project bags at the show because I have enough, and she sells the most beautiful project bags, so I wanted to support her in another way. And she was, I think, the only one at the show selling the full set. There were a few people selling the half set, but when I saw she was selling the full set, I was like, well, I may as well get the full set because life is for living and yarn is for knitting. And yeah, I know, like, it's not even a question that I will get so much use out of it. And you might be wondering, like, don't you already have knitting needles? I absolutely do. I have a set of interchangeable needles from Knit Pro. I have the Symphonies. I've been using them for about 2.5 years. I have enjoyed using them. I know they're not the best. There are definitely better out there, but they've worked for me, and they were what I was kind of like comfortable paying at the time. They were in my budget at the time 2.5 years ago when I was deciding to buy my first set, and they have done me a world of good. I've enjoyed them. I've taken them on many a trip over the years, and I've used them almost every day. And I probably will continue to as well because I have them and I don't hate them. I mean, it's likely that once I start using these, I may kind of be so converted that I can't go back. But even if that is the case, I have still gotten plenty of use out of them. But I have only heard incredible things about the Chiaogus. And whenever anyone asks for recommendations of a needle set, people always recommend this one. And I just thought, I'm going to take everyone's advice finally, and I will be converted into the cult, I guess. I feel like I'm going to be converted pretty quickly. So this is the set. This is kind of how it comes. It opens up. It comes with 2.75 to 10mm I'll just show you, like, these are the big ones, and these are the little babies. They also come with like space for doubles, so if I end up getting any more, I will have. And then I think like the main draw card actually was the cables, because everyone raves about them. I get the hype already. So the Knit Pro ones, like, they kind of never really stop curling no matter how much you use them. These ones, you literally pull them out and immediately they are relaxed, and they are like super strong. They're definitely not going to break. And it comes with a whole lot, but I feel like, yeah, maybe I can do a separate video talking about these, because this video is probably already really long and we don't need to be doing a whole review of the set because it's kind of irrelevant to the general point of the video, which is about the yarn show, not about the chiagus. But anyway, I was sold. I'm not even gonna say how much these were. They were a lot, definitely more than I kind of ever would have thought I would spend on needles, but I really feel like it's going to be a worthy investment. Like we all know, I'm going to get plenty of use out of these. I am knitting every day, so I'm not concerned. I know that I will definitely get my money's worth. And yeah, it was a lot to do it in one go, I guess, in one purchase, to spend that much. Put it this way, I spent more on this than I did on my Billie Eilish tickets. So it's a lot, but hopefully it's going to be worth it. Okay, that is it. I have gone through everything, I'm pretty sure. Let me just double check, there's nothing else in here. Yeah, I am done. That is everything that I acquired at the yarn show. I had the most incredible weekend. Not enough words, honestly, to express. I feel like I really haven't been the best at like articulating how much fun I've had, how incredible it's been. I'm obviously so, you know, grateful for winning the Knitting Designer of the Year award. I really wasn't expecting it, and yeah, it's obviously lovely to be recognized, and I'm really honored that I was, you know, chosen. But at the same time, I'm like, whoa, I don't feel like I deserved it at all. Like, I feel like the other finalists definitely deserved it more than me, but everyone is incredible. And honestly, everyone who's a finalist, or everyone who's even nominated, should be super proud of themselves. I, like I said, didn't expect to win, so I would have been just as proud of myself if I didn't win, but it's obviously very nice that I did win, and really cool to be recognized in that way. And yeah, just made so many incredible connections, got to meet so many people that I have like met online and now met in real life, as well as just new people, new business owners, just people that I weren't even aware of before. Some of whom were aware of me, some of them weren't. Like, you know, we're all kind of discovering new people from our community, because our community is so big, even though sometimes it feels really small, but it actually is really big and it's thriving. And this weekend was like a true testament to that. All the store holders did an incredible job. Kat and John did an unbelievable job once again putting on this event. It's just so incredible, considering they also have like 10 other businesses, it feels like. I don't know how they do it, but they have, and it's truly inspiring, and I'm so excited to hopefully come again next year. Grateful for my mum for coming with me again. Grateful for my friend / tech editor Bridie for coming, because she kind of decided to come pretty last minute, so it was a bit of a, you know, investment for her to do it so last minute, but she also said that, you know, she's really happy she went. So yeah, if you are considering coming next year and maybe you're watching this vlog as like, I wonder what that's like, because actually someone, yesterday told me that they watched my vlog because they were like just thinking about coming, and then found my vlog and were like, oh, that looks really cool. So yeah, if you're watching this vlog because you're umming and ahhing and trying to decide if it's worth coming to the Australian Yarn Show, it absolutely is. If you are a Canberra local, it's absolutely worth it. I mean, it's not much of a, really, I feel like it shouldn't really even be much of a decision if you live locally, because you can just rock up. But if you are not local, if you live in Sydney, Brisbane, Melbourne, anywhere in any of those states, I should say Victoria, Queensland, New South Wales, Tassie, anywhere, even South Australia, you know, I feel like it is worth it. Maybe from Perth it might be a bit much, but if you are dedicated enough, like, all the power to you. Or Northern Territory, I think that's the only state that we were like missing stall holders from. We had stall holders from everywhere else, but maybe next year we'll be able to have from every single state in Australia. But yeah, if you're not local and you're considering coming, like, it is really incredible and such a unique event that I feel like we don't have anything else like it in Australia, at least. And it was really, really, really worthwhile. And I'm really glad that I went for a second year in a row. So yeah, can't wait for next year. I'm hoping I'll be there, and just so grateful that I was able to go and meet so many incredible people. Also met some people who like, yeah, watch my channel or follow me on Instagram or anything. It was so cool to, you know, have people come and say hi. It was also so much fun to launch my knit along at the event. It made me feel like a lot less scared, I guess, about hosting it along, because I could actually like have real life people like casting on with me and like asking you questions about it, and I get to like talk about it in real life rather than just doing it all online and feeling a bit alone about it, you know? And yeah, I probably could yap on forever about everything I loved about the weekend, but I'm gonna leave it there because this video is probably long. I don't know how long, but it's probably long. So yeah, thank you so much for watching all the way through if you made it here, and make sure to leave a comment letting me know what you're working on while you're watching this video. Make sure you're subscribed, make sure you follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!